Honorable Prime Minister Philip Davis of the Bahamas, Your Excellency Dr. Carla Barnett, Secretary General of CARICOM, distinguished ministers of the various territories, ladies and gentlemen, I think I saw some school children as well on that corner when I came in. Good morning. CARDI, the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute, we are pleased to join with other agencies of the Secretariat of the Alliance and the government of the Bahamas to host the 17th edition of the Caribbean Week of Agriculture. The theme this year, Accelerating Vision 25 by 2025, is indeed very relevant to the regional context, as it succinctly underpins the urgency with which our food systems must be transformed. And why? Because one, our food import bill is still estimated at around $6 billion annually. Two, in early 2023, food price increase varied between 66.7% and 4.2% for countries in CARICOM, this impacting the affordability of food among citizens, especially those with the lower incomes. And three, 52% of the English-speaking Caribbean is reported to be moderately to severely food insecure. The lingering impacts of the fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic and, of course, the Russia-Ukraine conflict, which is still going on, in particular, coupled with our vulnerability to climate-related hazards, have negatively impacted the sector's contribution to food and nutrition security, wealth creation, and employment. With a population of over 16 million, an abundance of natural resources, a favorable climate, and human capital which directly supports the production of healthy, wholesome food, it is really unacceptable that this region remains one of the most food dependent in the world, with also a high prevalence of non-communicable diseases. The burden of these NCDs, as we call it, is not only inextricably linked to the food we eat, but has also been responsible for hindering our progress towards achieving sustainable development. And this is why we need to support and advance the 25 by 2025 agenda to produce our own wholesome food. And this agenda can only be successful if we adopt a whole-of-community approach. We need to remove this notion about insularity. Yes, of course, there are some national interests, which is understandable, but we must keep an eye on our focus on the macro-regional interests. You know the saying, the old saying we have, united we stand and divided we fall. Vision 25 by 2025, that plan recognizes investment in research and development as a critical area of focus, and we urge member states, both the public and the private sectors, to bear this in mind. Continuous R&D is a necessity to increase production and productivity. It is not something to be seen as by the way. And if anyone is thinking about it, this is not the time to be withholding funding for R&D. As a matter of fact, now is the time for increasing it. Thank you. Rubinstein et al. In 2011 pointed out that nearly all productivity improvements are the result of R&D, whether they be mechanical, for example, developing farm equipment and so on, biological, when we speak about the plant varieties and animal breeds, or management-related, example, developing IPM, integrated pest management techniques and so on. And that individual agricultural producers are unlikely to reach the scale of production needed to recover the cost of this R&D, which means that most of the science applied to agriculture is developed by public research institutions or private companies. In spite of a challenging environment, CARDI is committed to providing the science-based solutions needed to transform and reposition agriculture in the region. In this regard, we have aligned our research programs and resource mobilization initiatives to contribute to achieving this Vision 25 by 2025. We continue to address production gaps and develop the value chains of the key priority commodities identified by the Ministerial Task Force for Import Replacement. And during this week, we will update you on this progress and the results of our ongoing R&D activities, which target the development of these commodities. You will hear about our interventions in coconuts, digital technologies in agriculture, livestock feeding systems, plant breeding, and so on. We will also be holding our 36th Board of Governors meeting. As I mentioned earlier, it is obvious that no one agency, no one member state can do all that is required on their own. Our collective endeavors is what is needed to achieve this Vision 25 by 2025. Therefore, this week is more than just sharing and highlighting the results of our work and listening to feedback, but it is also about hearing and listening to our partners and other stakeholders and the work that they do as well. It is about networking and pursuing strategic partnerships to get the much needed resources and investments to scale up innovative solutions and implement large-scale projects. That will obviously have, the large-scale projects is the ones that we really need to have the transformative impact to drive socioeconomic growth and economic resilience. We look forward to your active participation in the various sessions hosted by CARDI, and likewise, our CARDI team looks forward to contributing and participating in the various events hosted by our partner agencies. It is good to be back face-to-face to constructively dialogue, share experiences, network, and develop care strategies towards Vision 25 by 2025. Nothing really beats the face-to-face interactions. And of course, the sun, sea, and sand of the Bahamas certainly helps. In closing, I wish to thank the people and the government of the Bahamas for being a most gracious host, and members of the various planning committees for bringing this week to life. I know it's serious hard work behind the scenes. The results of your hard work is clear and appreciated, and I wish to thank all participants, and I wish to all participants an engaging and rewarding CWA 2023. Thank you.